Think of it. Here lies a cemetery, but you know who's missing? This is an idea for you Christians out there. For you that follow in the blood of Christ. You know who's missing from this cemetery? Christ. Why is his crucifix not hung upon the cemetery gates? Upon the entryway to the cemetery? Why is this Christian yard of souls and bodies? Why does Christ's crucifix not lie upon its gate, protecting those that have fallen, and lifting and protecting him? Tell me. Speak to me and tell me of it. Have you ever heard of a crucifix hanged on the gates of a Christian churchyard, graveyard? Because that's where it belongs. Because that's how Christ died. Can you imagine dying at that fate? Being held down and strapped and whipped and cut. And every brutal type of punishment imaginable done to you. Pain and suffering brought upon you all the time. You cannot move. You cannot escape. Hardly a yell or yelp can be heard. Oh, but the voice, they leave that open in the eyes for the tears. Unless they shed no tears, then they pop out their eyes with thorns. So why not move that crucifix, true of Christ? Why don't we move it here and stand it here before the cemetery, so he may join in the brethren that is of the Christ church and bloodline, so he may go to that place where his Father rests and be with others of his family's rest. Not only, so we may take him off that hill and move him by each crucifix placed upon these sides, upon the cemetery's fronts, and each one hung throughout. How about it, Christians? You want to move Christ from that hill and place him here? And let him live in the church? Let his lessons, and not that of idols and those that have added to it along the way, lead us in life and creation. Which is which? Which is of the greatest share of all beliefs? It's a question, my brethren, because Christ teaches of milk and honey. Milk and honey. Milk is the uniqueness. Honey is the share of the sweetness. What is honey like to you? What does milk do for your bones? How does that make you unique? How does that honey, when shared, make you? Does it make you, or is it something you create? Do you create it? Think of Christ hanging there. Many think he takes our pains to this day, that he'll take each hit. No, he died in the belief that you do not take the pain of others. Such as Gandhi followed it, and that was before Christ maybe even. He died taking the pain because he did not want a rebellion. He did not want his people to uprise to set him free because he did not want conflict. I would die the same if I could. It's a matter of who's in jeopardy, me or others. But it's just I would take that Christ-like death for you. But I know the pain it would be. So I choose it not. I choose to live in an old age and have grandkids and exist and have a good life. Because that kind of things and those acts should not be done. And haven't been done in how long? Look at how well we fight that darkness that had crept upon and caused Christ's pain. Tell me in life, do you live to create more pain upon that crucifix? Or do you create more or less? If he takes your pain still. So let us move Christ from that hill to the sides of the cemeteries all over this world. And all the Christian cemeteries of all of Christ. Let us move God's Son to a home with brethren of Christ in birth and death. In death. Let us move his death to there. Through every crucifix that we hang and place upon the gate. An idea And to let Christ live His teachings. Those teachings He taught, which ones are which? You know which ones are good to you, which ones follow in your heart, to help others and yourself, that are of milk and honey, which says that you are unique and I am unique. Each is unique, yet we share. But what do we choose to share in? What do you choose to share in? What do you create for others and yourself? Like a good meal, like a stir fry. Many flavors of belief is a united, unified belief. So imagine, as we lift more and more of the pain off of Christ and prevent more and more of His suffering. Oh my God. How the pain will lift in this world. How it will lift up each and every one of us as we follow in the beliefs of Christ to be without harm to others. But of respect and understanding and truth of the uniqueness of others, of environment, of choice, and sharing that which we choose to share in its uniqueness and in the share that is, in respect, which they showed Him none when they hung Him upon that cross, and as He still lies on that hill. So let us move His crosses, His crucifix. Let us place it upon the cemetery gates, upon the bricks and mortars. Let statues of it rise around Him. And thank you to Him. And in respect to lifting Him from that hill. And let His teachings live on in the church and flow like belief, like milk and honey. For what does Christianity share with other beliefs? You see, Christianity is part of other beliefs. It is part of this world. Because that shares with that in Christianity. Muslim shares with that with Christ. And that shares with that with Islam. That shares with that with Zeus and Greek and Romans and Egyptians. Look at what they share in different methods and uniqueness and milk. And how they teach it. And honey. And how it is, and what it is taught of continuance, of share, of sweet honey. And what it is shared in that likeness to equal, because it's taught by another in another fashion. But the choice is still yours. Will your church place upon the cemetery grounds a crucifix statue and let Christ live in the church? The choice will always be yours. But imagine lifting Him from that hill and placing Him in His holy ground. A holy ground filled with souls who love of Him, who care of Him, that is blessed in His Father's name. For I am a Christian that believes in many beliefs. Each one's unique and shares with Christianity, you see. That's where Christianity fits into the united, unified belief, a part of the puzzle. Put them all together, then you start to understand that there's a share among them all. And then there's things pulling it apart. And there's uniqueness in it all. And there's things pulling that together. And it's a jumbled up mess. But there's a share that is so strong and true. Well, which parts do you choose? Because the choice is yours. So may we lift Christ from that hill. May we place Him upon these holy grounds and crucifix upon the stones entering the cemetery grounds. Imagine it. And release Him from some of the pain that He suffers, being trapped with that which was also killed upon those grounds. That which also lies upon that hill's blood. Oh. Which He protects us from and guides us through. It's time for Him to rest at home, to rest with His Father here at the churches and the cemeteries of Christ, at the resting places of Christ's children. So let us move those crucifixes. Let us place anew upon these cemeteries. Let us do this for Christ, to lift Him from that hill, so He may rest in peace with His Father and with those He loves and those that love Him. Thank you for your time, Christopher David Clayton, of a Christ started and began. United, unified belief, because that's where I started out, was with Christianity. This is a belief sponsored by it, because it came from it. And the many other beliefs that it shares in Muslim, Islam, Egyptian, Christianity. Oh, I already said Christianity. But they're included too. Of all the beliefs in existence, in which each one is unique, and loving in what we share with others, and respecting the uniqueness of others, and telling the truth of it. Thank you. Hey everybody, think about it. As we move Christ from that horrible place He rests upon, that horrible place, our worry of Him, and live Him back into our lives, we put Christ's death in death, in the cemetery land where it belongs, back with His Father. One wonders what a grateful deed that is. How would you feel if you were buried away from your family? Or if you were buried or killed and buried where Christ was buried? Did He resurrect? Or did He not? He still died on that hill, and that crucifix still holds Him there. So let us move the crucifix to the cemetery and set Him free. And do you know that He mixes in with these guys here? Yeah. There's even a bit of Him here. Yeah, that's right. Isn't that strange? He shares in a little bit of this one in methods and teachings. Shares a lot in this one because this is Christ's book, right? Shares a lot in this one, even though there's some misleads, some additions here and there, some things omitted from what was. You know how much He shares here? A lot. He shares a lot with the different mythologies and myths. Because you know they're not really myths, they're lessons. There's ways of teachings and there are methods of living and lessons in life. And in respect to what they are, you can learn a lot. A lot about creation and about yourself. In respect, you know, each one unique. Sharing what they're sharing and telling the truth of what they don't, and learning to get along through that share. See that share in all those good books, all those good teachings throughout all those ancient times, throughout our times of Christianity, and what they all share together. Think about it. They share me. Why I'm in Revelations at the end of this darn book. I'm supposed to save the world. I guess I'll do the best I can. Can't make it any worse, right? Do my best to open possibilities and tell the truth and make my opinion heard. And of course, you're welcome to argue with me. Anytime, anywhere. Arguments are fine, you know, conversations, discussing issues, the facts from facts, issue for issue. That's our uniqueness. That's how we see things differently. That's cool. To share with each other in the world. Just like this book here, and all the books referenced in here, and all the tales and lessons in here, share a lot of uniqueness too. Isn't that strange how they share uniqueness, these two? I mean, think what this one here shares with this one. And this one shares with this one. A like to equal teaching, so lessons, faith in one. Is there faith in the good book? Let's see. I'm not sure. I haven't studied it as much as others. Some catch your mind more than others. There's a false idol in each. The one that misleads. I know that's for sure. Have we been misled in some of the writings in this book? Is this the actual true version of the Holy Bible? Is it holy without a hole within it? Is it whole of what it was when it did begin? Or did the additions begin to form and this and that and that and this? Just like with this too. It's got a lot of holes in it. What it was purely written as. They both do. But think about what they do share. Hey, look at that. That share almost makes up for a lot of those holes. And there's a hole. There's a hole. There's an addition. There's an addition. There's an addition. There's an addition. Huh. Interesting. If you look at the share between them, you can see that there's certain additions here and there. Huh. They share all this and then yet not in that. Is that uniqueness? Oh, uniqueness there. Well, that's a choice of what? That doesn't seem right. What would that lead to? Think ahead. What would that lead to? What did it lead you there? What did it lead you in here, in this one? When it was led here. When it was led in here, where did it lead in this one? I mean, in all the different lessons, throughout all the good books, throughout all the good teachings, and all the good works and great teachings of old, all the spirituals of creations that exist throughout creation, throughout existence and time, and throughout space and existence, all the creations of choice who have made it into the books. As great teachers and philosophers, or well, creators in this case, and many other things too. What else was in there? Man was in there. I know my family was mentioned in this one. Really? Yeah. The start of my name, drops did fall from the eyes of Ra. I think it was Ra or Odin, and it's confusing which one it is. It changes all the time. But as the drops did fall, they mixed with the earth, forming the clay. You know what? Pottery. You know what that is? That's made of clay. I'm a lamb, born in the year 1979. The year of the sheep, the ram, the lamb, the Aries, the warrior lion of 777. I don't know what I eat that. Oh, well, what a weird world we live in. Yeah. You know the strange thing about it is? Check this out. What year is it? Oh, it's 2007. You know how old I am? 27. Yeah, strange. I don't know what's going to occur in the future. What's the future liable possibility? It could be just about anything. Yeah, it could happen. That could happen too. So could that. So could that. So could a mixture of that. Probably, you know what, none of that. But that could. Well, maybe that. But I don't know. Maybe something like that. Maybe something like that. There's no real definite possibility. If you think about it. There's a grand design, each choice living by its choice. Then there's those that take from the grand design in gluttony, trying to force someone to be of a certain choice. I guess they try to know what's going to happen next. But that's like what, their guarantee system? That way the psychics know there's a influx in the grand design. Whoa, that something's not right, that something's been changed. Like triggers their mind, like hits them, that strange illusion of feeling of sight. That strange effect that a psychic has, that That's that's when a demon guarantees the future, you know. I want this to guarantee. So he gives them a warning. As soon as the guarantee passes through the system, the grand design is interrupted. You know, choice itself, base of choice. All choices existing is choice of free choice. As choice be passed from choice to choice, as choice is created be passed from choice to created, choice to created, choice to created, choice, created choice to choice, created choice to choice, created to choice. Choice. So they put the guarantee in there. It messes with the whole system. Then they get that triggering effect. So think about it. I'm on subject. Think of all the different choices offered in here and in here. Which ones share a like to equal without a whole? A like to equal without a whole. Think about it. Which one shares in light, almost with no darkness, to that which is within this one? This one, like to equal without a whole. Like to equal? I mean, so close, yet not quite. Because it's by a different teacher. A unique teacher and a unique method. Similarity. Like a whole without a whole. So it would be wholly of it. And this would be of the light. That which shares of light so close that no darkness does seem to creep between, or a greater share of light between, so that sight be seen. Of the other and true. Wow. This without a hole, this so large that you fall through, and no longer can remain with. Why do we remain together, huh? That's a united, unified belief there. Where we remain together. Trying to prevent any more holes from being made in the world. I mean, the belief itself, they're not going to get holes, but people start believing, and they create holes for themselves. But I'm not ever going to fall for that, but, because I understand the truth of it. Taught to me by this good book here, Milk and Honey. Because I couldn't see God as a proud being, sitting above all belief. I saw him more as a friend with each other. What would be the name of Christ? Didn't I just say it? What's the name of that one? Didn't you just say it? Oh, think it. He got great families too. Christ, look at his family. Man, he's got a lot of kids. These guys have kids too. What did each kid do differently, I wonder? Each one's quite unique in some fashion. In my family, we carry to be a ton too. Because I'm clay ton. Clay came from the droplets mixing. Then later on in Mesopotamian mythology, well, our hearts were so pure. One's was, of my family's history's name, that he carried a beat of ton of what is so true for the continuance, for good, or what is of good. That's how true and good this man of family history be, my ancestor. And who carried this beat of ton. I choose my touch of fur to carry the same, like to equal. I'm working on it. Following the family, good work. Of course, my first name being Christopher, and the name is Christ. My touch of fur, which is of my choosing, which I choose to carry in a beat of time of what is. Whoa, truth. So I know the truth. So I can help you better. So I love you truly. Care about you truly when you're born. Love all support you in the middle. Love and support you when you're all by yourself and you can't bug me one bit. Or anybody else. Love you that much. That's what I live by. You know, what is life, existence, in likeness to the grand design of creation I see around me, of all the elements and all the figures and all the elements throughout. To grow and choose to plant like trees, to cast out like fish. Oh, wow. So I am. Oh, my. Love. It's fun. Fun, 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 fun. Because you can't think of anything that could be of not of fun indeed. But I can't. Anything that approaches me, I can find a way to make it fun. I can. Along the way, you know, I might get frustrated with it, you know, just, you know what? That's my argument fun. That's my fun. I love that fun. Don't you love that fun? Think of all the different types of ways you can have fun. With any simple chore, and any simple deed. Throughout your life, throughout your day, think of each fun thing you do. Yeah, you did that before, but now, change it just a touch and make it fun. Oh, yep, it is a game, isn't it? How can you make it a fun game? Oh boy, man, look out, he's got some more fun. That's in the share too, there too, I know it is. The fun. Think about it. As we move this great man, his great works, Christ, as we move him to the cemetery, and we place his crucifix upon holy ground, we build it around the gate, we lift him from that hill. He no longer suffers upon that hill. He now lies with his Father, who can remove those nails. But it takes us together. Do you choose in life to lift the pain from Christ, or do you choose to create it? If he takes your blows for you, or stands in the middle and deafens them a bit, do you choose to create more pain for Christ, or to lift it from him? What about for others in this world? Would Christ take whose pain? Of course, that's a choice left up to you too. So let us move that crucifix and how he died to the cemetery land, so he may rest with his forefathers, so he may rest. That's what she loves. An idea to aid a man of old, a hero of old, who stood up for his beliefs, even on the crucifixion block. He was still strong and true in what he believed in, not causing pain to others, not creating great wars of loss. That's why his people did not set him free. That's how he died for our pain, in one way. If you believe he takes our pain and our blows still this day, then let us move him. Let us move him to his holy ground and rest with his Father, so he may be among those that love him, not resting upon a hill around your neck, where he did die and suffer, but also upon the cemetery ground, gates, and within its hollows. Well, that's the second part of this. And that's the final little part I'm going to tell you about this issue here for now. Might come back to it. You never know. But thank you for your time. Christopher Davy Clayton of the United, Unified Belief. United. That is unified, brother. Bug would flip the wrong way. I want to make sure you understand it. These guys here, I always be a part. He loves you too.